I'm Steve.
And I'm Les.
And this is another episode of Tabletop Tasting, Sip, and Play. Les, what did we play?
Today, we played a game that's been out for over a decade called Cover Your Assets. Now, there's a few different versions or iterations of this. Some are 2 to 6 player. The one we have is 4 to 6 player. But essentially, the game is all about covering your assets.
Oh.
And you do this through playing cards, specifically pairs of cards. And every time you play a pair of cards, you set it over top of your other cards that are already in place, thus protecting them. And if you have a card that matches the top card of another person's stack, you can attempt to steal it with that card. And if they have another card of the same type or a wild card, which is made up here of silver and gold, then you can block that. But if you've got another card, then you could try to steal it again, and then they could try to block it again. And ultimately, once somebody runs out of a card of that type or a wild card, you get to steal the whole stack and put it on top of yours. And the game goes around until you run out of cards, and then you add up the values of all of these cards. Cover Your Assets is a fun, quick game, which is a great filler game or something to play in between other games. Steve, what do you think of Cover Your Assets?
Yeah, so I like this game because if you're having people over and, supper's done, you just want to play something nice and quick. It's a really easy teach, and it really is enjoyable.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Absolutely. And Steve, what have you brought to pair with this enjoyable card game experience?
Okay, so it's all about cover your assets. You want the most money. In fact, the winner of the game is whoever gets to be a millionaire first. And so what kind of goes with that?
Gold!
Maybe a gold?
Gold, baby.
Gold, baby! So what we have here is Gold Bar.
Now, Steve, before we do the bottle open on this, I just want to say this is a bottle that's been on the shelf that I've probably stared at for a very long time every time I've gone into the liquor store.
Yep.
And you look at it and it definitely catches your eye quickly. So it's one I've been dying to try and haven't up until this moment.
Yep.
How about we go to the bottle, Craig?
Let's do it. There it
Okay,
goes.
cool.
Just
It
lifts
lifts
off. All right.
Nicely.
Nicely, yep.
Oh, it's got some weight to it too, eh?
Yep.
Even that's a little chunky.
Now it is just a...
Oh, there's no bottle pop. Oh.
No bottle pop.
Okay.
You have to just crack it.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm disappointed already.
A little bit disappointed, yeah. I don't have a whole lot of hope for it.
Sure.
We'll see what it tastes like. It had gotten some awards, I guess, back in like 2016.
Yeah, the sticker says
Double gold, I think it was.
San Francisco World Spirit Competition 2016 double gold.
Yeah.
That sounds positive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was back in 2016. So, anyways, let's tip the Gold Bar over.
Uh-huh.
So it's whiskey, and then it's finished
Why do you say it so hesitantly?
I don't know. It's whiskey finished in wine barrels from Sonoma and Napa Valley.
Okay, get a nose in there and tell me what you think. What
Interesting.
What are you picking up off of it? Because I'll tell you what I'm not. I'm not getting anything good.
Okay. So I don't know. Like, I'll reserve until I have a taste of it. But I'm getting some grapes, right? So it is like a little bit of a wine. Oh yeah. Yeah,
I'm getting
for sure.
like,
But maybe like more like the raisins, like so more raisiny.
I'm
that
getting kind of
thing.
like a school glue.
School glue
smell.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in industrial arts with this.
Oh no, I wouldn't go that far saying that. Like, I definitely get like some fruits, some like raisins,
I was
something
about to
like
ask
that.
what fruits, but you're saying raisins.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit
Right?
of raisin.
Yeah.
Shall we go in?
Yeah. Let's try it out.
Now it's funny because I think I know where you're going with this, but for me, the flavor is nicer than the smell.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, my first sip, there's not much there. There's not.
There's a sweetness
not a
to
whole
it,
lot
though.
to
And I think the
for
raisin kind of grape flavor comes out quite a bit more
it's
after you get into it.
raisins and maybe like like currants or maybe like figs, something like that. Like it's
kind of
maybe not fig.
has a bit of a nice aftertaste to it.
Yeah, like it's easy, like super easy. It's not like not offensive in the fact like there's a lot of complexity to it, or there's not like some scotches are really peaty. Even some bourbons can be pretty hot. So that's Gold Bar. That's our first impressions of it. Like you said earlier, Les, it's one that I've seen on the shelf lots of times. Duty free, like anywhere you go, they have Gold Bar, and I've always wanted to try it. Let me tell you a little bit about it before we go into kind of more of our reactions as we've been drinking it throughout the game.
You saw initially weren't super great.
No, not all that wonderful. But so what is Gold Bar? So Gold Bar is distilled. Gold. I love gold. I could go on all day. That's gonna be that's gonna be like one of the best things about this is it's a conversation piece. It looks cool in your bar.
You cannot.
You bring it out and people are like, ooh, gold. It's shiny, right? So. Anyways, all right, so what is Gold Bar? So you can read the back of the label. It tells you all about a lot of different things about it. But basically what it boils down to is it is distilled from 88% corn, 9% rye, and 3% barley.
That's a lot of corn.
Yeah, so it's pretty high corn. Then double casked, as they say, in Napa Valley wine barrels. So that's probably where we got some of those notes that when we were first tasting it from.
A little bit of grape wine.
So in previously used French oak wine barrels, basically. So they say it's gentle body, honey, red fruits, subtle spice.
I agree with all that.
So basically what it is they are an NDP. They are a non-distilling producer. So they don't make their own, but that doesn't necessarily always mean anything negative about it. There's lots of NDPs out there that bring in distillate and then they make it their kind of their own. So their master distillery, Montgomery Paulson.
Ooh, sounds fancy.
He actually comes from a winemaker's background, and his family owned a winery in Sonoma, California. Montgomery Paulson. It just kind of seems like it really goes with Gold Bar.
there's some thought behind what they've chosen here.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the story of it. It has one in 2016 on as you can see on the sticker, double gold. That's it. So
I just want to say, for them to have won, like, I'd love to know more about this actual competition or the event that they won, because what was it up against?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but I mean, it might maybe it was
bar must have been set pretty low.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
For them to have won.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. Maybe it was just the category that it was in, that kind of thing. Maybe it was an off year. I don't know. So as you're getting the idea, we're not really huge fans of this. It's not something that
it's not the gold standard.
No, and I mean even just the fact that it's a twist off cap. That knocks it down a little bit for me. And
what do you enjoy most about Gold Bar, though?
It is pretty unique.
It is.
I don't think I've had a whiskey that tasted like it. Obviously the bottle is pretty unique, but even the taste of it, like it's unique. I couldn't quite figure out exactly what the notes I was tasting were. They're very subtle. Like it's not going to blow you away by complexity. It calls itself exceptionally smooth. That might be just because there's not really much there to it. I don't know. Like it's overpriced.
How much is it?
So it's like $68. So it's the same price as like Rare Breed. Wild Turkey was the same price. So, it's kind of up there. It probably has to do with like the packaging. Like this thing is actually quite heavy.
It is.
The Gold Bar is pretty heavy. It's 40% ABV, so 80 proof. There's really just not much there.
If Gold Bar is your favorite whiskey, please let us know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would love to hear from somebody that this is their go-to. myself, and it sounds like you, it's definitely not. Who do you think this is made for? Who would enjoy this?
Possibly, I guess, someone that is more into like wines and stuff like that. Maybe they would, because of the Sonoma or Napa
Some more
Valley.
similarities there.
You know, there's those similarities there, or at least there's the background there.
And if you want a cool bottle and something that just looks great on your shelf, then I mean, this definitely ticks that box off.
Yeah, I think so. That's exactly it. It's going to look neat in your bar, but you're probably just not going to pull it out very often. You're going to leave it there just for the looks.
Yeah, absolutely. And we played Cover Your Assets, which is a fun, quick little game. And I think that works really well with the Gold Bar in the sense that expectations aren't high for it, right? It is something that you mentioned, $60-$70. It's not crazy expensive. It's within reach for many, but it's not something that you want to finish the night on. It may be something fun to kind of break out, quickly enjoy, have a little laugh, and then move on to something bigger or heavier that way.
Yeah, for sure.
With Cover Your Assets, Steve, what do you enjoy most about this game?
So I really like, there's not a whole lot of thinking to it. So if you've got a night where I want to play something, but I don't want to put a lot of thought into it, there is a bit of strategy, obviously, but there's not a ton of thought because it's all just based on what cards you're picking up and what everybody else is playing. So I do like that because, again, sometimes, some nights I just want to play something.
It's also kind of the thing, I may least enjoy as well.
Sure.
Is that it is a great game to play between games. I don't want this to ever be my main game, right? I don't want this to be a finisher. But I do enjoy Cover Your Assets. I think it's for somebody that's just looking for that quick 15, 20-minute game and a fantastic game to play while you're waiting for other people to arrive, to sit down and do your big board game night. It's also it's very simple to teach other people how to play.
Yeah. I think my least favorite thing about this game, and it's from the first time I played it to just us playing it now, is it all really comes down to the last few rounds.
Yeah. But that kind of builds some of the excitement as well, right?
Yeah. And you can kind of use that to your advantage if you're teaching someone or playing against someone that's a little bit new. So, trying to hold off on some of your wild cards towards the end to be able to use. That's kind of my least favorite thing. And again, for someone that really enjoys board games, this is not something you're going to run out to get. I've got to have this. It's just one of those kind of in-between games.
Yeah, and something younger people, it'd be easier to teach, children as well to play that would enjoy it too. But regardless, Steve, I think we've learned a very valuable lesson tonight.
I think we have.
And that is, if you're going to play the 2 to 6 or 4 to 6 player game, Cover Your Assets, you want to pair it with
anything but Gold Bar? Is that what we're going to go with?
No, we still want to pair it.
Oh, okay. Gold Bar. Sorry. Yeah. We'll cut that out. No.
Yeah. Look, there's a card that matches the bottle perfectly.
That is true. And that's kind of why I chose it. But yeah, go for it. Grab yourself a Gold Bar and grab yourself some Cover Your Assets.
Absolutely. My name is Les.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Tabletop Tasting.
That it is.
Have a great day.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
How do you get the Gold Bar open?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Might have to try and cut it. Pull the sticker. I don't know. Or maybe it just twists.